We are now joined by Sukor Sekuritas Online Trading Head, Daniel Wiguna. Daniel, what can you tell us?
Hi, Maria. Well, this weekend, I think it's not a good weekend for all of the investors because we see that the composite stock price index or the GCI ended this trading week with a correction in the red zone. Well, we see GCI weakened by 1.34% to 7,086. Well, this is breaking the psychological level in 7,100. The foreigners net sell, which is around 360 billion rupiah in the regular market, is also happened, and it can become a bad sentiment for next week. We see also the index has consistently moved in the negative zone since the beginning of trade, with the lowest level at 7,055 and the highest at 7,160. The shares most released for foreigners were Bank Negara Indonesia with the code of BBNI and Bank Central Asia with the code of BBCA, with the net sales around 235 billion rupiah and 116 billion rupiah. However, foreigners bought more in Bank Mandiri and Bank Rakyat Indonesia shares with a net buy value of around 230 billion and 58 billion respectively. While the majority of Asian stock market are moving in the red zone in today's trading, only the Shanghai Composite Index survived the correction by appreciating around 1.42%. Last night, we also see Wall Street benchmark, as we know, is the Dow Jones Index, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite fell around 1.94%, 2.38%, and 2.75% for that index. And a number of sentiment that need to be observed in today's trading, including the result of European Central Bank's meeting, will also be consideration in investors' point of view. Well, we heard that President Christine Lagarde and colleague kept the benchmark deposit rate at 0.5%. This benchmark interest rate has been in negative territory since 2004. However, the Hashto was in this meet because the asset purchase program, or as we know as the quantitative easing, will end on July 1st, and the meeting on July 21st will begin to raise the benchmark interest rate by 25 basis point. In its latest projection, the ECB predicts inflation in the European zone in 2022 can reach around 6.8%, and also an increase compared to the previous projection of 5.1%. So for the next week, I think this will be one of the greatest concern for investor global and in our domestic market.
Okay, thank you so much, Daniel, for your wrap up on this week's market update. You have mentioned a little bit about the projection next week, but can you give us a little more about the Jakarta Composite Index next week?
For our Jakarta Composite Index next week, I think the concern will came from technical point of view, because usually investor do profit taking in Friday, which is today. That's why our correction is going really deep, which is around 1.34%, and also the sector that is correct do a lot of correction is in transportation and also in financial sector because of the sentiment. Well, next week, from technical point of view, we see that our GCI market will have the support level at the level of 7,027, and the resistance will came in the level of 7,173. But I think if we see from the global sentiment, I think our GCI market will do a little bit of correction next week, and then I think in the middle of the week there will be a buying power for from our investors because the oversold level is already seen in below 7,100 technical level. So let's see the sector that can boost up our JCI market next week. I think it will be on the energy sector, which is corrected around 0.991% this week. And also, there will be a boost up from our financial sector, which have 1.46% correction level this week. Because the correction is quite a lot in this week, I think the investor will try to do accumulation next week in this two sector, which is energy and also financial sector.
Okay, thank you so much for your update and analysis, Daniel. We'll see you next time.